A lot of really good stuff for silver player, in my opinion. I haven't seen. That wall creates a very good opportunity for your team to rotate out safely without dying. So that's why I always say, you see the window, you got a wall, throw the wall right on the window or right in front of the window so the enemy team can't use it to get any value. Then you just safely rotate out and then you push back in.
Love is kind of crazy with a spooky little boy like you. Spooky little boy like you.
So today we are looking at Silver 5, Hugo AB. A little bit of Bastion. Starting off here on Junkertown, which again, I say it, people are always surprised when I say how good of a map Junkertown is for Mei. Even though it's more wide open and you definitely have to rotate weird, there's just some really big wall spots. Especially since she can, if you contest those high grounds in the flanks, it's impossible to get through this choke if Mei's walling it off all the time. Very, very tough to get through here. So good picks here out the gate. Like the positioning on the high ground looks good. Good wall there. I like that you're not playing overly aggressive here since they're running this poke. You really don't need to push in here too much. Great shots, dude. Wow, great shots. Yeah, play nice and slow. Careful about standing still for too long. Make sure you're always strafing just a little bit. Especially if they have any heroes that can really tap you from far. As long as you're paying attention to that though, but I always recommend just a little bit of movement. Just to make sure that you're not just a standing target for people to headshot you. Especially like Zenyatta 5 orbs and stuff that come out of nowhere. Love that you're playing these corners here. This is great. Doing a little bit of jiggle peeking around the corners of this cover that you're holding on to. Great wall there. Good positioning on that wall. It's fantastic. Okay. I think you're waiting for the heals there, I assume. You used the ice block there. Another good wall here on the Sig. Don't be afraid to use that left click on the Genji. Now he's in your face. Okay, now he's contesting up there. I'd start to rotate a little bit more to the right. It's just a little bit of a dangerous spot for you to be in with this Genji coming at you. It's probably going to force your ice block out, and if you're ice blocking, you're that close, pretty much going to go down. Another attempt to the wall there. Don't know who you're trying to wall there. I think we're just kind of walling now, just a wall. But some good stuff that I saw early on. Not too bad. Going for the regroup. I love it. This is like some good gameplay. Really, you seem really relaxed with your gameplay. You're rotating properly. You're getting good walls, good shots. Soldier goes down here. You're just waiting, especially for your diva contest. Definitely let her touch first. Yeah, she's there, so she can definitely touch first. Careful about, remember, peeking multiple times when you're getting spammed out like that. Oh no. Oh no. Wait. What happened here? Okay, we definitely want to be aware of that then. I don't know where our diva was. What she was doing. Oh, was she struggling to get there? What happened? Did she just not go for it? Oh, dude, you got 5 people there, man. Or 4 at least. Always go for that touch, man. Yeah, if you see that your diva's not going to go for that, as Mei, I'd probably still go for that then. I assumed your diva was going to do that, but I'd probably make sure. I guess in silver, you probably want to just make sure, but if you see something like that, go for it. You know, worst case scenario, you're going to force out these ults that they have, you know? That's worst case scenario. You force out these ults that they have, you take another fight, you guys lose it, whatever, regroup, you'll hold it. It takes time for the gate to go down anyways, so I say always try to contest that payload there, unless it's for like a for sure loss, like you cannot win that no matter what. That's probably the only time I'd probably say that. But you got 4 people there. You're Mei, you're survivable. Yeah. Oh, that's tough. Yeah, you're the objective is how you win, you know? I think people forget about that. It's not killing people, it's contesting the objective, capping the objective, or defending the objective. That's how you win games. People win games all the time that are less skilled at eliminating the enemy team. Because they know how to play the objective better. They know how to stall it out. They know how to rotate. They know how to live. They know how to, you know. This is a great spot to open this up. I wouldn't toss it right at that Sig, but I don't know if his grasp was down. Good freeze though. Remember, if you're gonna toss your freeze, it's okay to toss it. Just make sure you toss it at least away from the Sig, or you know that his grasp is down. I don't know if you knew if it was down or not. Big freeze regardless. Just be careful when you're tossing your freeze. You want to make sure that the critical abilities are down before you throw it. Which, in your case, will probably be Genji deflect and Sig grasp. The 2 things that can either negate or deflect your ultimate. So you can either throw it away from those heroes or make sure those abilities are down. Great positioning though. I love that you're playing the high ground. You're letting your tank kind of do the contesting here. I would say since they are running a Sigma, which Sigma is going to be much more vulnerable to you as a Mei player pushing up into him, it's okay to get a little bit more aggressive into the Sigma. You can drop and use that left click into him. It's actually really effective in getting close into Sigma. He does much better at range. There's nothing wrong with playing passive like this, high ground, safe. Nothing wrong with that. I like it. I just say if you want to with Sigma, feel free to. If your team looks like they're pushing up into the Sig, don't be afraid to help them out a little bit. What's up, VV, Ash, Saint, Tree? What's up, guys? Great left click contest here. Another good wall. Drop that for your Moira. There you go. Perfect. A great call. Yeah. I kind of love it. Hugo's like the perfect example when I tell people to simplify your gameplay. Like, just position correctly and then just let everything else figure it out. If you're playing high ground all the time, the game becomes so much easier. Now, I know that contradicts what I just said before. But my point still stands is that if you position in high ground around corners and stuff like this, you take a lot less damage. Ooh, nice. You take a lot less damage. And it's easier for you to rotate out and live. And just live longer. Especially with such good high ground here. It's a great spot to hold if no one's contesting you. That soldier is giving you a little bit of trouble. So you rotate away from that. Try to get him a little bit as he's rotating through. Good lead shots here too. Yeah, not too bad. I like it. Hugo's rotations are great. You rotate across the high grounds. You only drop when you absolutely need to. Put up another freeze here. Their team's still playing low ground here. Good wall here on the BAP. BAP gets forced out back into your team. Careful about dying. That BAP should die. Gets immortality forced out. There we go. Now rushing down. Use that wall. Use that wall. It's such a juicer wall. Oh. Yeah, I think you wanted the damage, which is fine, especially with the Kitsune rush, essentially doubling the amount of damage that you can do. Kind of. Not really, but and then just the collateral damage against like that stack. I know you want it. Go for the wall though. If you'd have thrown that wall up, everybody there would have been eliminated. Every single person. Look at this. Look at this opportunity for a massive wall here. You have it off cooldown. Look at how many people are stacked up here, and you can throw a wall behind all of them and force them to play inside of your Kitsune rush. Oh, they'd be done for, dude. But we take a little bit too much time. We realize it. Throw the wall out a little bit too late, right? And then it's, not really a good wall. I think it's because we just panicked a little bit. We're like, oh yeah, that's right. We got wall. We got wall, dude. Okay, use the freeze to isolate a little bit. Don't be afraid to wall them out here to focus the brig. Okay. Again, we had a wall off cooldown that we just did not use. We could use that wall to separate the brig during the rally and then focus the brig as a team. That's you might actually be able to eliminate her. Instead of the Orisa who has full HP, it's going to be tough to solo kill an Orisa on full HP. Okay. Ooh. And let's just I just want you to look at this from the Genji's perspective here, because this kind of comes back to what I said earlier. You don't want to stand still for more than half a second. That's even too long sometimes. Sorry, let me back this up a little more. Okay, so this is why you don't stand still for too long, especially heroes that can get like long range, like triple taps. Look at this. This is the only reason he got this kill is because you were standing in that same small area for too long. There you go. That's why you don't stand still. That's why you don't stay in the same spot for too long. Okay, going the Bastion for the Orisa. Not a bad pick here. Especially against Orisa Brig. Very good. Very good choice. Comes out the Bastion. Lays into the Orisa. The Brig was 1 HP. Oh, you were shooting her and you saw she was 1 HP. Oh, you were too focused on killing the Orisa. Back this up here. Target focus. You see an opportunity like that? Finish it off. Look at this. You get the hit marker on her. I saw the damage, so you definitely saw this, right? You see the damage and you choose not to finish the Brig off first. Oh, she's right there, man. So we start shooting the fortified Orisa, and she lives. The Oregano God. Rest in pepperonis. Yeah, dude, I'm telling a lot of people, this is target focus is like one of the big things in Overwatch, but this is like an individual target focus, right? Spotting opportunities like that. If somebody is 5 HP, all right, I don't care if you are there to counter specific heroes. Like, let's say, good sticky, spawn up with these, focus that ammo first, great job, good priority. Farm the Orisa, great job. Lyrical comes out. Don't need to peek that soldier. Yeah, he doesn't have a great angle, so you just live that. Great job, good positioning. Goes for the sticky. Careful, make sure you stop shooting. Okay, great. Perfect. Yeah, and this is just a little tidbit for everybody that either A, doesn't play Genji, or B, just doesn't know when to not shoot a Genji. If Genji is right in front of you in a bad position, that usually means he has blade. Like 99% of the time, that means he has deflect. Sorry, not blade, deflect. He has deflect ready. If he's out of position and right in your face, that means he's about to deflect. So especially with Bastion, what I like to do is when I see Genji do that, I literally shoot them for a microsecond just to let them know, hey, I'm shooting you, and force them to start using deflect. It works every time, dude. Every time. You see that Genji? Let's go. Just like that. In his face, he goes, and he's like deflecting nothing. It's like, all right, now I get to farm you after that's done. What's up, Google Tube? Recently started maining May. I've been watching a bunch of your vids. First time catching the live. Welcome in, dude. We're doing VOD reviews today, so this is a great day for new May players or people that are learning to get better at Overwatch. We got 6 of them today, so we got a lot of educational stuff today going on. Hey guys, Spooky here. I just want to give a quick shout out to the Patreon subscribers. Big thank you for real for supporting me on Patreon. If you guys didn't know, for how we do these VOD reviews, these replays, it's basically people that support me on Patreon get a free VOD review every week. Yeah, that's every week. And it only costs $10 a month. And on top of that, you also get a monthly letter from me in what we call Boo Crew Mail. If you're interested in the details, go check out patreon.com/Boo Crew. Thank you for watching and thank you for supporting. All right, so let's take a look at attack now. So saw some really good stuff in defense. A few missed opportunities there, but for the most part, you played safe, you played high grounds. I loved your rotations. All right, here we go. So attack. A lot of good stuff in defense, like I said. Want to see good jiggle peeking, number 1. That's a great sign. A lot of really good stuff for silver player, in my opinion. I haven't seen. Okay, taking a little bit of time to rotate back through spawn, but all right. Okay, Genji's up there. Don't be afraid to get that wall off. Okay. Still could have been a better wall. I'm just going to show you where. Okay, because we kind of just didn't take our time in that wall. We definitely could have just gotten a wall in this corner and completely isolated the Orisa and or Brig. You throw that wall right here. Right there on that corner, which you can get it if you just walk here and then point your wall right here. It'll wall this right here. That is another missed opportunity. Just take a little bit more time on those big walls, especially when they're pushed up like that and out of position. Don't be afraid to make sure you hit a juicer wall. Like I've said it before, you don't have to make sure every wall is perfect, but when they're out of position like that, you gotta make sure you hit those because those are big ones. Those are fight winners right there. Cool, go for that poke. Another wall ready to go. Feel free to do a vertical wall on this Orisa to isolate her out. Good try. Might be able to get the Brig. Huge value here. Huge value here. Land the left click. There we go. Okay, we're doing a lot of flank checking, which isn't a bad idea. But especially, I'm gonna say this because it's I don't have any problem with flank checking as Mei, but when their tank is this out of position all the time, you are missing so much value by helping your team isolate and secure the elimination on the tank. You're missing so many opportunities. Their tank is always pushed out of like these chokes, separate from their team. All you got to do, put that wall up and then focus the Orisa. That's really all you got to do in this scenario. And look at how great this is. Look at how easy that is. You can do it whenever. If they're out of position like that, it's a free elimination. Haley. All right, get the high ground here. Do a little poke. Again, I love the rotations on these high grounds. It's just really smart positioning. Cover the hog. Nice land on the left click there to slow him down. Makes him an easier target for your team to like get critical shots and just farm them up a little bit. Forces out a lot of his cooldowns too. Nice. Playing out of the hook range. Really smart. Make sure you're keeping an eye on where he's looking. Good wall. Great wall. He slips out. Great wall in my opinion. Almost really good there. Okay, good cap. Great opportunity for a wall here, especially with the hog pushed up like this. Again, he's a little bit out now. It's gonna be tough. Freeze ready to go. Wall that off so they don't get it. Great. Now back out. Just back out. That's all you got to do. So now we're kind of in this weird position. So especially when they window and your team's not really caught out in the open like that, you can just rotate out. Like just don't even play it, you know? They drop that window, you don't got to play into it if you can rotate out of it. You either push past it as a team or you just rotate out and just wait for it to go down. That wall creates a very good opportunity for your team to rotate out safely without dying. So that's why I always say, you see the window, you got a wall, throw the wall right on the window or right in front of the window so the enemy team can't use it to get any value. Then you just safely rotate out and then you push back in. Now, what we did though is we still played in range of this window, even though we did a great wall on it to help us get out. We're still playing in front of that window. Let's see what happens here. Okay, we're about 3 ults. Lose our Widow. Actually pretty decent freeze and Rissa combo. Another great opportunity for a wall behind the hog to secure that kill. We wall him out instead. Alright, not too bad. Missed an opportunity to wall out a Genji. We're gonna back that up here again. Yeah, I'm just seeing these missed opportunities to wall. Like they're good walls, but they're not where they need to be. You see, bro, it's a Genji. Mei is great at killing Genjis, and especially if Moira's in there too. Just throw the wall back here and then push them up. They're by themselves. Nobody's with them. You know, pressure them out a little bit. Get ready to rotate if like somebody comes to help them, breaks the wall or whatever. You know, get ready to back up. But like you can probably secure the kill. Instead of walling back here, we wall it in front. Okay, now we don't have wall when they push out. Get ready to use that wall. Just separate perfect right there. Focus what you can. On is a great pick here. Good job. Okay. We go down. Probably just a little bit late on the trigger for the cryo. Okay, just poking right now, trying to find some kind of limb or build up the ultimate. It's great. Play it safe. Let your Arista take the space here. If that Ryan pushes up, don't be afraid to wall him in. Especially to force his shield out so it breaks and you don't have to kill them. Just force out crucial abilities with your wall. Okay, walls for the Bastion. He's going to melt right through your wall. It's not a bad wall. Just remember, he's going to melt through that instantly. All right, 95 on freeze. Struggling here on second. I'd probably say the biggest thing I'm noticing right now is that we're just not really getting any team fights. I would say don't be afraid. Is Mei, especially since you're a little bit more survivable. Either A, you want to play more aggressive. I like the monkey pick that you guys swapped here too. Even though they have a Bastion, as long as he plays away from the Bastion, it's actually gonna be pretty decent for the Ana and the Genji and the Reinhardt. But don't be afraid to like rotate through here. Like go under and take top. And you don't have to push up and kill stuff, but what you do when you do this is Mei. And you kind of like poke. You'll see me do this every now and then when we're struggling to push through second, is you're creating space. You're essentially so the fight, just so I can show you guys this. Creating space is pretty easy sometimes if you know how to do it. So essentially what creating space is if this is the fight, all right, we have enemies versus friendlies, all right, this is the fight. What you want to do by creating space is elongating the fight, making it bigger, wider, so it's easier to push the objective through. So when you're creating space like that. And what you can do with Mei, we're going back to here, and why I say this is, let's go to the spectator overlay. And essentially, instead of making the fight, what you can do, instead of making the fight like here versus here, or here versus when they play back here, what you can do is if you rotate back here and start poking, all of a sudden they have to 180 and turn around. And instead of it being this, all of a sudden the fight becomes this, becomes much wider. So now all of a sudden they have to rotate back to address you, which at that point you can just rotate out and then get that mega and live, use your wall, use your cryo to live, force them back, and then essentially you just created all that space for your team to push up into. And that's what we mean by creating space, is opening up the fight so your team can push up into that space and occupy it, which will make it a little bit easier for them to win fights, depending on the scenario. See, what's happening right now is your team's getting funneled at a very common spot. Teams get funneled here all the time, so it's not uncommon to get stopped here as a team. And that's usually when you need to start looking for like ways to make space, open it up a little bit more to get through this choke. Okay, we'll lose a couple. I wouldn't invest your freeze here. We still got a couple fights. Oh, they wasted blade too? Great. Uh-oh. I mean, you might be able to get their supports, but I don't know if your team's gonna be back in time. Yeah, that was just a wasted freeze. We were down 3. They didn't waste blade though, and them wasting blade, that's even more of a reason to hold on to your freeze. That just means next fight, boom. Next fight, boom. Going with the big freeze, you know? All right, match with the Bastion here. Not a bad pick. A little bit easier to get value from a distance than Mei. We use our turret without knowing where people are. That's 12 seconds. Now we gotta wait for our next turret. Job poking the shield here. Ryan goes in, use that turret. Great, good sticky bomb. Melt that shield. Not much you can do here. Nano Ryan in your face. Runs you guys down. And we are dead. We are dead. Yeah, I'd probably say the big things, a little bit tough there in a second. The big things, because what I saw you doing, especially on attack, was even though it wasn't working, you guys kept doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, expecting something to change. And what was happening was the high ground was just so oppressive to you guys. Like your team could not push up without losing somebody. And that's what I kind of mean by, which not a lot of people like do this, especially in silver. It's not a common thing, but this is like the knowledge you can use to like really open up the fight. Whether your team knows it or not, you're creating space. This isn't something you need to be like, hey guys, I'm poking the back. You guys need to push up. This is just something that naturally happens when you make space. And that's what I'm talking about. Taking those angles if you can, even if you can, another great way to create space, which is probably the safer route that I like to take, is to walk up here, use your wall to jump over to this window and then start poking the high ground from here. Because if they push you, you can always just drop back into your team. But again, this is another way to create space. Force them to, instead of just looking at one direction and spamming your team down, which is really highly effective for an enemy team on high ground, it opens up more range for them to have to look at, and they're less effective at getting eliminations and melting abilities when you create that space. That's what I'm saying. If you're getting stuck, look for those opportunities to make that space for your team. And then once they start looking at you, they start trying to shoot you, kill you, takes pressure off your team. That enables them to push up into the enemy team by naturally. You don't even have to call it out. If they're not taking damage, they're going to start pressing W. And that's just a really easy way to get a lot of value. That's not a lot of good stuff though. Positioning was great. Jiggle peeking was great. I saw some really great walls. You were using wall on cooldown for the most part. A few missed opportunities, I'd say, or more so a lot of really big missed opportunities with wall. And then, yeah, just use that. Oh, what the fuck is happening here? I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. All right, Hugo. A lot of good stuff. Yeah, I'd say biggest thing I'd say is don't be afraid to a little bit get more aggressive. Take that space. Make sure you use freeze at the right times, and then don't miss those wall opportunities. Those juice or wall opportunities. Saw some great ones there.